Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 12 January 2023. Knife sale number 2 for the year on Thursday night at 9 o'clock. We got a lot to do tonight. 30 items for your consideration. Before we get to it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I'll also print them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, which is very important in these sale videos, it contains a lot of valuable information. At the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video, which goes hand in hand with the terms of the sale. It's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms, how we do things, and why on this weekly sales event. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one is of particular interest if you're exploring the possibility of using this weekly sales vehicle to move along some of your collection. That video explains how it all works from the consignor's perspective. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the description, you will see those 3 links at the top. Then the terms of the sale in the middle, and at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, prices on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 prices. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be no next day sharpening this week. I have some work to do on a couple consignments for next week, so that's kind of taking my Friday schedule this week. So if you buy a knife to be sharpened this week, expect it to ship in about 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, no need to send an email. That knife has been bought and paid for by its new owner and is on its way to its new home. I think that's it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then I'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we have just 3 left over from last week. The first one, I really can't believe it didn't sell, but it didn't. So here you go, boys. It's from Benchmade. It is a black class knife. It is the 4170 BK Auto Fact. And this is not only automatic version of the Fact, but it is a dressed up version as well. Look at that. You are looking at a long, slender, deadly knife. The handle 4 13/16 in length. We've got sort of a gunmetal gray, hard anodized set of bolsters and end caps. We get a carbon fiber scale in the middle. We have what appears to be a DLC coated deep carry ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip. We got an auto access mechanism with the spine safety, nice and positive. To deploy the knife, you just pull back the access bar. Thwack! Out she flies. We've got a blade of CPM S. I thought I read that correctly. 90V. 3 7/8 inches of deeply swedged spear point awesomeness. Black coated, it kind of looks like DLC, but it might be Serica. Read your literature. All black hardware, open pillar construction with hourglass standoffs, rock solid lockup. Centering is dead, and that auto axis action is awesome if you don't ram it into your tablecloth. Condition on this is near mint in box. It's awful close to like new. I'm not sure I really found a mark on it. Current minimum advertised price at your favorite web retailer will be $387. We ran this last week at $320. It did not sell. Saturday we dropped it to $290. Still here. You ready? $265, guys. $265 like it is. $295 with my edge on it. And man, I'll tell you what. You guys might need to save me from myself on this one. Nice knife. That's the Benchmade 4170 BK Auto Fact. Next up, we have a veritable icon in the cutlery industry. It is a black class knife from Benchmade. This is a few years old in the old style box. It is the 3350 BK Mini Infidel OTF. It does come in the Benchmade MOLLE capable belt pouch with a very positive snap, by the way. If I can actually get it to, there we go. And you can just yank it. How about that? Pretty cool. Great if you have gloved hands. The MOLLE strap is in the box. Here's the knife. 4 inches closed, black, hard anodized, deeply milled and aggressively textured aluminum scales. Got the deep carry Infidel clip. Side mounted actuation button. I'm going to say medium, maybe medium firm on the action. 100% reliable D2 blade, 3 inches in length. Condition is near mint in box. Some little bright marks on the peaks of those serrations. Other than that, pretty much like new. So, map price of this knife brand new at your favorite retailer. Still making this same knife in the same steel, D2. $450. We ran this last week at $290. It didn't sell. We dropped it down to $260 for the weekend. Still here. How about $240 for a near mint in-box Mini Infidel double edge? That's a buy, guys. Get it. Let me put it in its little home here. And next up, I kind of thought you guys would jump on this one last week, but you didn't. And I said this last week, but it's a pretty gosh darn cool knife from Quartermaster. And I've never said that about a Quartermaster knife before. Which one is it, you ask? It's the General Lee 2 Tanto. This one born February 17th, 2016. Number 173 of 300. You're going to recognize the design. It's the Grant and Gavin Hawk ET external toggle. This one not made by Kershaw, this one made by Quartermaster. So you can bring down the bail mechanism in back and fling the blade out. I just about cut my finger off. How about that? And you close it by doing that. Or you can flip it. We've got a black coated blade, 3.5 inches long in S35 VN. The handle's 4.5 inches, by the way. It is riding on bearings. It locks up dead rock solid. The blade centering is hard to see, but it's perfect. Very near mint. And I know we're going to call this one like new in box. I don't think there's a mark on it. They're discontinued and out of stock. The last available web price was $270 for these brand new. We ran it last week at $220. No takers. Dropped it to $195 for the weekend. Still here. So let's do $170 this week for the Tanto bladed General Lee 2 from Quartermaster. $200 if you'd like my edge on it. Next up, well, you saw the auto fact. This week, we have a 417 BK manual action Benchmade fact, which frankly, it never hit me in a real positive way. The auto fact I like a lot, but you know what? This is a whole lot less money. Pretty much the same dimensions, 4 13/16 inches of handle, 3 15/16 inches of blade. Again, a deeply swedged spear point, S30V on this one. That does look like Cerakote. Axis lock mechanism, rock solid. Let's see. Let's get this. There we go. Very sweet action. I don't think it's quite a free dropper. Not quite. But in a blade that long, I'm not sure you want it to be. It still flings closed very nicely. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is, I think it's very slightly off to the right. Yeah, depends on how you look at it, I guess. I guess you could call it perfect. Let's see. Yeah, it's awful darn close. Anyway, I did find one scuff on the back corner of the handle. Full disclosure, I touched it up with a little Presto gun blue aluminum, and it pretty much made it disappear. It's barely through the primer though, so you can still sort of see it. Other than that, it's pristine. Let's see, these are discontinued, not a stock. When they were last available, minimum advertised price for web retailers was $195. On this one, we're going to do $160 like it is, $185 with my edge. That's the Benchmade 417 BK fact. Next up, boy, this is Black Class Benchmade night. Look at there. Another recent but discontinued knife. It's the 808 Loco. And the cool thing about this knife, it was sort of almost like Adamas heavy duty if you look at the diameter of the stop pin and the axis bar, the standoffs, but a different package. So you got an oval opening hole, kind of a modified sheep's foot blade, S30V, a 3 11/16 blade, and a 4 15/16 handle. Really nice in hand. It presents the blade at kind of a downward angle. Kind of reminds me of a rift in blade profile. Thinly ground, very high saber, flat ground blade. You got a painted deep carry clip that is showing a little bit of wear right on the edges. And that's really the only wear on the knife. The edge is pretty much untouched. The lockup is rock solid. That is a free dropper. And the blade centering is dead. You've got some 3D machine black G10 scales. Ambidextrous tip-up clip. It's pretty squared away. Put you a Parkerized clip on there, you'd be good to go. So, the Loco is discontinued, not a stock. When they were available, web price for these brand new was $180. They're gone. Good thing we got this one for $150 like it is. $175 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 808 Loco. Next up, have you been lamenting the fact that the Adamas is discontinued and out of stock, and now it's hard to buy one for under 200 bucks and maybe impossible? Well, looky here, boys. The box has been beat up a little. It's the 275 BK. It is the all black Benchmade Adamas. You heard the Molly strap rattling around in the box. We do have the sheath with this one, with that lovely, if I can get it all working here for me, heavy duty snap and pull tab to release. Here's the knife. So look around this one a little bit, guys. We got a little pocket lint in the serrations. We got some wear on the painted clip. You know, you can get one of those for free from Benchmade. But Not quite a free dropper, but just about. And again, you kind of don't want an Adamas to drop free. That's a chunk of steel flying out of there. D2 blade, Cerakote finish, Shane Siebert design, beautiful fuller, mid-height saber grind, beautiful swedge drop point, nice jimp thumb ramp, heavy everything, heavy liners, heavy pivot, heavy lock bar, heavy access bar. It's a chunk. Blade centering on this one is off to the left very slightly, and although the coating's pretty much all there, just one little tiny rub by my thumb, the edge has some wear. It's been touched up a little bit. Probably could use my help, just saying. So I'm going to call it excellent in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. They last sold at a web retail price of $200. I think if you find a nice one, it's going to be more than that. So this one has had a little love, a little Adamas use. Let's do 150 on this one, and then 175 with my edge. The Benchmade 275 BK Adamas. Next up, this might be the best buy on one of these that's nice I've seen. It is a ZT built like a tank. The knife is the 0452 CF Sinkovich design in S35 VN. You guys all know this knife. I think you do. It is a stonewashed titanium frame lock, steel inserted, shorty deep carry ambidextrous pocket clip. It is a ball bearing flipper with a robust detent, 4 1/8 inches of S35 VN blade, about what, 5 3/16 of handle. And guys, I think this came in with a little tape goo on the blade, and I didn't think it was nice as it was after I cleaned it up. I mean, the blade is unmarked. Man, it's barely cut anything. There's not a micro... there's very little edge wear. There's your lock engagement. It's dead rock solid. Blade centering is squared away. Flipping action's nice. I'm going to call it near mint in box. I think these are almost $300 new now, like $297 or something. This one can be yours. $160, like it is. $185 with my edge. That's the ZT 0452 CF. Next up, we have one from Heretic Knives. There's a lot of Microtech DNA in a Heretic. It's the H028-48-T. We'll just call it the Manticore E double-edged black tactical. It is a dual action, out the front, automatic. 4 3/4 inches of handle, spine mounted deployment button, deep carry clip, right hand only, and then you got this. Ho ho, ho ho, ho ho. Two-tone blade, double hollow ground. I believe the coating is DLC. Blade steel is Elmax. Blade length is 3 1/4. It is serial number 01476. Medium firm button action, very positive, very sweet. I mean, like better than Microtech sweet. It just has a thump that's super satisfying. These are currently out of stock. When they were available, web pricing was $294 brand new. This one can be yours for $250 shipped, priority mail, all in. No need to sharpen that double-edged blade. It's a sticker, and it'll stick just fine. The Heretic Manticore E double-edged OTF. Next up, did somebody say Microtech? I think somebody said Microtech. Oh, well, there's a Microtech. Son of a gun. Inside the box, we have the workhorse out the front auto of the Microtech family. It's the double-edged Ultratech full serrated spine side. And, oh, man, it's so cool. I got 4 11/16 inches of handle plus the glass breaker, which is carbide. The clip is actually reversible, left to right hand. Black hard anodized aluminium handle. Deployment button, man, it's on the medium side of medium firm. The blade is CTS 204P. It is 3 3/8 inches in length. Now this makes sense to me, guys. I've always said if I'm going to have a serrated blade, I want it to be full serrated. But I'd prefer a plain edge blade. But if you got a double-edged OTF dagger blade and you actually want to be able to cut stuff with it, let's face it, the geometry of these is so obtuse, you can't really make them slicers. So how about if we make them really good rippers? So in a pinch, you can cut with this baby. And doesn't it look menacing? This one, born November of 2019, serial number 154874. It is like new in box. And you can't buy a new one. If you could, when they were last in stock, they were $294 plus tax. This one can be yours, $270 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Microtech Ultratech double-edged serrated OTF. Next up, hands down, bar none, coolest knife in the sale. Are we surprised that it's a Protech? I am not. It is model number M2607. It's the Magic 2 Whiskers design with the feather textured black handle. There you go. Cool feather mill pattern on the hard anodized black 6061 T6 aircraft grade aluminum handle. I've got a tip up right hand only deep carry blackened clip sitting on a nice little flat. This is a first production run, number 194 of 300. And let's see, there's no button. There's no button. There's no axis. You can't pull. What the heck? Wait, what's that? What are these little textured areas back here? Oh, it's a scale shifter. Isn't it cool? 154 cm blade, 3 3/4 inches long, 4 3/4 handle, locks up like a bank vault. Centers up perfectly. Action, I don't know, it's perfect. Kind of awkward, but once you get used to it, not. You know why you buy this knife? You buy this knife to hand it to your buddies while you're hanging out by the fire at the campground. You just hand it to them, say, what do you think of this knife? And then you watch them for like 20 minutes before they're finally humble enough to ask you how you open the freaking knife. It's so cool. I will call this one near mint to like new in box. They are, of course, sold out everywhere. When they were available, they were $320 web price. You can have this one, $280 shipped priority mail, $305 if you'd like an ApostleP Edge. That's the Protech M2607 Magic 2 Whiskers Auto. Next up, it's Wee time. We got a white box, got the pouch inside, all the goodies. This one doesn't have a name on the sticker. It just says Wee 611D. What? And even over here, just Wee 611D. Blue titanium handle, S35 VN steel. Beautiful milling, beautiful tumble, beautiful blue anno, beautiful bronze hardware, beautiful milled titanium clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock, Little female Torx head. Isn't that gorgeous? Ball bearing flipper, compound grind, recurve drop point. Got a little odd slot. Let's see. It locks up perfect. Engages thusly. It centers up perfectly. 5-inch handle, 3 3/4 blade. Near mint to like new in box. Discontinued and out of stock when they were available. Web price was $170. This one can be yours. I think this is kind of a buy. $120 like it is. $150 if you'd like me to sharpen that rather nightmarish blade. That is the WE 611D. Next up, I hope somebody can figure this out, because I can't. This will be in your inventory as unknown titanium auto, and then in parentheses, DDR question mark. You tell me. My consignor has no box, no paperwork. The knife is totally sterile. I don't know. I know that the scales are titanium. He did remember, my consignor, that the blade is Serr coated. Serr coated what? I have no idea. But if you look at the blade profile, and you look at the handle shape, and you look at the clip design, this thing screams Daryl Ralph, but I have no idea. Blade length 3 5/8. Handle 5 3/16. It's a button lock auto with a scale safety. Very positive. I will say this, it's got blade play. And it's not slight. It's not horrible, but it's there. Okay? Not that it matters much in a knife like this. Centering is going to favor the right side a little bit. It makes a nice noise coming open. Condition is near mint, no box, unknown. I know what he paid for it, brand new, and it was about twice this. So I hope somebody knows what it is and appreciates it, because it's going to cost you $220 like it is, and $260 if you want my edge on that recurve blade. That is the unknown titanium auto DDR question mark. Next up, I mentioned this in the teaser video yesterday. We're now entering the fixed blade portion of tonight's sale. It's from Kubey. So it comes in this big old box. Inside it gets interesting. A beautifully made Kydex sheath with a tech lock. Nice little thumb brake. 0 rattle. Nice retention. The blade is black coated. I don't know with what. It's made out of D2. The blade length is 5 1/4 inch of gorgeous trailing point Persian. Awesome. The handle appears to be removable, satin finished, 3D machine G10. And oh, in the hand, my gosh, guys, I'm telling you what. It's righteous. I just nicked myself with that little heel, by the way. Ooh. It's ground thinly. Oh, yeah. That's pretty mean, I'm telling you. Factory sharp, too. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were only like $50, like $49 to $52 at the several websites I was able to see pricing. And it's near mint to like new in box. We're going to sell this bad boy for $40, shipped priority mail, all in, $70 with my edge on it. That's the Kubey KU 231B Persian fixed blade. Next up, okay, did anybody buy the mini Adamas yet? Or the mini Infidel, I mean, you might want to look at this. It's a Benchmade fixed blade, no box. I'm sure it was a black class knife. It comes in what's called a Boltaron sheath, So it kind of looks like Kydex. I don't know. It must be some difference. Maybe it's a trademark difference. It comes with a Chicago screw affixed metal spring belt or boot clip, neoprene retention strap. It's the fixed blade Infidel, the 133 BK. It's got Infidel-like milled hard anodized aluminum scales. It's got a D2 blade, appears to be Cerakote, double-edged of course, but chisel ground. See? Blade length 4 7/16, handle 4 11/16. Aggressively textured aluminum. You're not going to slip forward as you're parting ribs with that. Excellent to near mint, no box. Not really any edge wear, just some little rub marks in the aluminum here and there. Yep. They're discontinued and out of stock. Last available pricing was $217. You can buy this one all in, shipped priority mail for $170. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 133 BK Infidel fixed blade. Next up, this is cool. I believe we have an American-made Gerber military knife here. Comes in a sort of Cordura nylon sheath that is plastic inserted. It is a MOLLE capable system. Retention is double snaps. Come on. So pretty cool knife. This kind of harkens back to the early days of Gerber. Why? Well, I'll show you in a minute. But it does say Gerber, USA. Looks like we have an NSN. So this is the Mark II Dagger. It is in 420 HC. It is a flat ground, double-edged dagger, combo edge, with very nice Gerber serrations. Blade length 6 3/4, and then here's really the star of the show. This, kind of like those Gerbers from back in the 80s, this is an aluminum cast-on handle. So the blade tang is molded into the aluminum. Lanyard hole pommel, and then this one's got the silicon carbide tape wrap. You ain't slipping on that handle. That feels like about 120 grit silicon carbide, and it is on there. It is near mint, no box. These are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, web price was $107. And then I don't know what it costs to put that grip on there, but it's kind of a tasteful mod, I think. And I don't know if I'm going to get that snapped or not with that tape on there. You might have to stretch it. So anyway, very nice piece. Let's do $80 shipped priority mail. That's the Gerber Mark II Dagger. Next up, it's tops time. Here we go. No box, no baggie, who cares? It's a tops. You've got your beautiful top sheath with the big generous side pouch. Something's in there. Is there a compass in there? I think there is. Oh, come on, guys. There we go. Oh, it's just a whistle. Okay. Inside, we got double Velcro retention. It's the dart. There must be a little oil in that sheath because I wiped this off once. Typical crinkle coat tops finish. Blade steel, not typical for a tops. It's 5160, so it'll be super tough and mildly stainless. Black linen micarta handle, white liners. Looks like 7/32 stock maybe. Blade length on the dart 7.5. Handle length 5 3/4. It's beautiful in hand. You can come forward if you want. Almost a little kukri-esque, isn't it? Trace Rinaldi design. Near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, web price was $167. This one can be yours, $110. Very near mint, no box. This Velcro kind of drives me up the wall, but you guys might like it. Come on, come out of there. So yeah, 110 like it is 150 if you want my edge on it. That's the Tops Dart. Next up, this one will not last long, I figure. No box. It's from K-Bar, designed by Ethan Becker. Nylon sheath, dangle, snap. I think there's a side pouch. Yep, there is. You access it thusly. What's inside? We are not messing around, boys. That's the BK7. Blade steel is 1095 Crovan. Looks like just 5/32 thick. It'll be a slicer. Very high saber grind. Very cool. Grivery, removable scales. That knife will do a little bit of work, I figure. 7 1/4 inch blade, 5.5 handle. Near mint, no box. It's got some sheath rubs. That's about it. These are $116 brand new at your favorite retailer plus tax. Sometimes you might have to pay shipping. Not here. How about we do on this one $90? Shipped, priority mail, all in. $125. You like my edge on it. That's the K-Bar Becker BK7. Next up, we have the last fixed blade in tonight's sale. It's from Cold Steel. It's the Steel Tiger. It is a ringtail hawkbill karambit. Comes in a Secure X sheath with a belt or boot clip. Holds it nicely, doesn't rattle. Blade is AUS 8A. 4 3/4 inches of blade. Handle is Cray X. 5 11/16 including the ringtail. Condition is near mint, in box, maybe like new. And if you want to work on your ringtail karambit fighting skills without cutting yourself, you get this. It's the Steel Tiger Trainer. It's plastic. It's kind of too sharp, but anyway, I'm not sure why, but there's a ring on the ring. That's interesting. Anywho, let's see. If you buy both of these, they're available separately. They don't come together. Web price on the knife is $49 and then $11 for the trainer. So what is that, $60? You can buy them both all in, shipped priority mail, $40. $70 if you want me to sharpen the Tiger. Next up, this might be the buy of the sale. From Spyderco. It's a paramilitary too. But does something look off? Something does look off. Because, wait a minute. Put that compression lock and clip over here on the right side where it belongs. It's a lefty para too. You know what's funny though? I have been opening and closing Spyderco compression locks for so long the wrong way with my left hand. This one's actually kind of cumbersome to me because I'm left-handed and I've owned a lot of para twos. Anyhow, you got your polished clip, you got your black G10, you got your satin blade in, oh yeah, Golden Colorado, in S30V. The edge, there's a little wear near the tip. Lockup is rock solid. I can't do this way. It's weird. Action's pretty good, not quite a free dropper. Bleeding. Centering's down the middle. We'll call it near mint, no box. Now the current pair of twos I think are an S45. Map price is $171. This was what, $160, probably brand new. How about $125 like it is, $150 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco pair 2 lefty. Turning the page. Turning the page. Next up, it's another one from Spyderco. It's a Dragonfly 2 with British Racing Green FRN scales and a blade in a ZDP 189. It's a midlock with a boy dent. It locks up solid. It's got free action. The centering will favor the right very slightly. It's got a little dirt in the handle texture, and it's missing a clip. Frankly, this knife might be better dropped in the bottom of your pocket anyway. So let's see. These are discontinued, out of stock. When they were available, web pricing was $94. This one can be yours. $40 like it is, $60 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Dragonfly 2, BRG for British Racing Green, ZDP for ZDP 189. Next up, it's another one from Spyderco, this one by way of China. It's the big brother to the Tenacious. It's known as the Resilience. And it's not small. I have a full 4 3/16 inches of 8CR13 MOV. It is a stainless steel liner lock with black G10 scales. A 4-way positionable polished clip. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Blade almost a free dropper. Very nice action. Rock solid lockup. And dead centering. You will note there's some staining on the blade. Like almost a patina. Okay? There's a little bit of use on the edge. But not bad. We'll say excellent. Excellent, no box. Let's see. I think these are now $66 web retail. Let's do this one at $40 like it is. Shipped, priority mail, all in, $65 with my edge. That's the Spyderco Resilience. Next up, it's an icon. It's an icon of the knife world from Spyderco. It's just a Sage, like a Sage 1. No longer manufactured, by the way. It has carbon fiber over G10 laminate scales. It is a blackened, like a PVD coated, deep carry, ambidextrous, tip up, paperclip clip. It has a leaf shaped blade in CPM S30V. Beautifully set and finished in Taichung. The lockup with the liner lock is rock solid, engaged thusly. Not quite a free dropper, but beautiful action. Super smooth on those bearings. And the centering, like basically every Sage ever made, is perfect. I'm going to call it near mint to like new in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. When they were last available new, they were $146 web retail. This one, how about $110? Just $110. Like it is, $135 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Sage 1. Next up, I got a knife I think I've seen one of ever. It's from Benchmade, and it's going to come in a warranty box. So not its original box. It is, and it's too bad too, because this was the first red class knife Benchmade ever had made. It's the 340 aphid. It's got a little Pardue going on. I don't know if Mel had a hand in designing it. But here's what you got. Nicely textured and stippled scales that are FRN. I've got an ambidextrous tip-down clip that has a couple scratches in it, and it's sprung. It needs to be removed and bent back down. I've got a spring-assisted blade, spear point, high flat saber grind in 440C, 2 7/16 inches long, 3 1/4 inch handle, super efficient blade to handle, stainless steel liner lock that locks up beautifully down the middle, nice solid lockup, nice free action, nicely centered blade. I'm going to call it near mint, wrong box, clip noted, right? They're, of course, discontinued, out of stock for years. Sold listings on eBay running between $70 and $80. This one, 40 bucks. Like it is, 60 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the Benchmade 340 aphid. Next up, oh, there are guys. There will be some of you who wait and wait and wait. Watch sale after sale, hoping someday you will see a Benchmade 707 sequel, and tonight is your night. And it's a nice one too. Yep, there is your black hard anodized aluminum scale. Is that Tractech or is it G10? I cannot remember. I don't know. You've got a Parkerized split arrow clip that'll be tip up ambidextrous. You've got an axis lock. You've got thumb studs and phosphor bronze bearings. You got 154 cm blade with a rather beautiful factory edge on it, I gotta say. Lockup is dead rock solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is, would perfect be okay? All right. Condition, very near mint in box. They're discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay, and there's a big range, guys. Sold listings on eBay range between $160 and $480. I don't know who paid $480. Your price on this one? 110 bucks. That's right, 110, like it is. 135 with an ApostleP edge. Don't nap on this one because I don't own one. The Benchmade 707 sequel. Next up, boy, it seems like we get one of these, I don't know, maybe every 2 weeks one of these shows up. From Benchmade, the 940-2 Osborne. It's the user 940. Black G10 scales, toxic green standoffs, Parkerized Emerson clip, but bright thumb studs. 3D machined G10. It's got a modified reverse Tanto blade, an S30V, an owner applied polished edge, so good I'm not even going to offer you a sharpened price. Lockup, dead rock solid. Action, very nice. And the centering, again, perfect. We'll call it near mint in box just because of the sharpening. You can buy one of these brand new for $207 at your favorite web retailer, or buy this one already sharpened, $150, done, shipped, priority mail. Bada boom, bada bing. Next up, we have arrived at the Rob's Pick. In tonight's Thursday night knife sale on the ApostleP channel, it is a Benchmade and it's a bug out. It's the 535-2002 Blade HQ exclusive. We've got that beautiful milled, it's almost checkered texture on gray G10, toxic green standoffs, stonewash shorty clip, toxic green studs. Oh, this has got the clip mounted on the left side. I wonder if that's a hint. 20 CV blade. There is the slightest bit of thumb stud wear on this knife. Other than that, that's about it, actually. Very, very little edge wear. No real damage at all. Lockup, solid. Action, sweet. I should be doing that left-handed. Centering is off to the right slightly. Condition, I will say, near mint inbox, studware noted. They were a Blade HQ exclusive. They are long sold out. When they were available, the price at BHQ was $200. This one can be yours, $150 like it is, $175 with my edge. It's the Benchmade 535-2002 bug out GY 20CV. Next up, Benchmade collectors. You need to wake up from your nap now. Before Benchmade was Benchmade, it was Bali-Song. And before it was Bali-Song, it was Pacific Cutlery. Back in the day, when Les Diasis was a young man, and he had a plant manager named Mike Stewart. Well, Mike used to design some folders, and Pacific Cutlery didn't really have a folder, nor did they know how to make a lockback traditional. So Mr. Stewart found a company in Taiwan to make the Laredo series for Pacific Cutlery. So you'll notice Pacific Cutlery Corp, Tang stamp, and then 440C stainless Taiwan. Bali-Song and Laredo. This is the 101 Laredo, the longer one. So it's got a 2 7/8 blade and a 3 15/16 handle. I don't know what the wood is. It looks a lot like Cocobolo to me. Anyway, so it's a lockback. No blade play. And it gets tighter as it approaches lock. So that's kind of nice because it's free through the middle. And the centering on that man is about perfect. Brass liners. It's got some rubs in the bolsters. Not really on the blade. It's got some edge wear. A couple little nicks near the spine. A pretty doggone nice example. I'll call it excellent, no box. You know, when I did the copy for this, I felt vertical play, but it's gone. Must have just been some gunk in there. And then along with this, you're going to get a Victorinox Alox Bantam. So single blade and cap lifter, wire cutter, screwdriver. Same frame size as a Cadet. That's very near new. For the pair, 80 bucks plus 20 each to sharpen. That's the Pacific Cutlery Bali-Song Benchmade 101 Laredo. Next up, it's GEC time, boys. First, we got a Titty-Ute. It's an 06 Pemberton model 060119er with the fallout shelter button. I don't know why. I really don't. And we've got our little Pemberton, the little tiny mini Coke bottle with dark blue jig bone, nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, single Wharncliffe blade with pretty nice little patina working, 1095 steel, 2 3/4 closed, great little 5th pocket knife, about a 6 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. I'll call it near mint in tube with button patina noted. Your price, 65 bucks. 80 with my edge. That's GEC Titty-Ute 06 Pemberton. Next up, this might be the steal of the night. It's from the Titty-Ute line from Great Eastern Cutlery. It is a 93 ram foot, model 933119er in Oily Creek bone. It's very English, very Sheffield in design. Look at the match on that Oily Creek. It's girthy. It's symmetrical. It's beautiful. Got the titty shield. Nickel, silver bolsters, brass liners, and a single 1095 ram foot blade. Oh, what a slicer that thing is. You betcha. With Patty's potato peelers etched in the pile side. Walk and talk, beautiful. Pull 7.5. A man's knife. Centering is down the middle. Condition like new, near mint to like new in tube. I found one of these in sold listings on eBay. The guys are holding on to them. That one did 189 bucks. Couldn't be nicer than this one. And this one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, 160 like it is. 180 with an Apostle P edge. That's the GEC Titty 93 ram foot. That brings us to the last knife in the sale. Oh, all you Great Eastern Cutlery and Northwoods collectors, go ahead and salivate. Get over it. I'll wait. All right, here we go. There's your baggie. It's the Northwoods Harrison Bay in Curacao orange, a burlap with outer baggie, inner baggie, challenge coin, slip, and this little beauty built on the Great Eastern Cutlery 14 frame. Because of the burlappy stuff, we're going to have satin finished steel hardware, a single spear point blade with swedge, with long pull, with heat treat scale reserved on the flats. Stunning walk and talk. Funky, beautiful, a 7 pull. Centering is dead. We'll call it near mint to like new in baggy with slip and coin. 325 like it is, 345 with my edge. That is the Northwoods Harrison Bay. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another Thursday night knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. Talk to you soon.